the race down in Florida for senator and governor is over. It's done, finally. I do want to say the only reason that the Democrats held up the election down in Florida was to brainwash young voters in order that they might take out the president in 2020 and Democrats take over. And this is Florida and Georgia, by the way. It was intended to turn out, they wanted it to turn out in their favor. And the best way to do it is to brainwash people. And so they held that election up in both states so they can give this lie that Republicans want to suppress the black vote. That's what this was all about. Down in Georgia and in Florida, the Democrats knew that they lost from the very beginning. But they had to do something to brainwash the young, because most young people don't think for themselves. They've been educated out of all common sense, away from all common sense. And the Democrats are desperate to regain power. And the only way that they can do it is by deceiving you. That's what this whole ordeal was about down in Florida. Mark my word, from now until 2020, all you're going to hear for black people, voter suppression. The Democrats stole the vote. The Republicans stole the votes. The Republicans prevented black people from voting. And all kind of crap. It's going to be all lies, but a lot of folks love lies. They live off lies because they're in a fallen state. And so that's what this was all about. And if ever you want to destroy a country, a city, a state, a town, a family, or business, bring in the blacks. They will destroy it for you. And the white, liberal, godless Democrats know how to use, manipulate, and take advantage of black people. And now that they have other blacks in control, Oprah and all those folks who supported that woman down in Georgia, they are working on behalf of destruction, and they are not for good, they are for evil. That's what this was all about, folks. Be not deceived. It was a setup. Senator Bill Nelson finally conceded to Governor Rick Scott as the next U.S. Senator for Florida. Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, an evil, nasty, wicked man, finally conceded again to Representative Ron DeSantis as the next governor of Florida. I'm sorry to report to you, but happy to report that black people are used for destruction, and they don't mind it. They don't care at all. They love evil. They call good evil and evil good. And godless white people know that, and they use black people because the family is destroyed, the men are weak, the women are angry, so there's no one there to correct the children, to let them know that they're being used. The Sunday Sentinel says that Brenda Snipes, this woman should have been fired a long time ago, but she was put in that position by Governor Jeb Bush, and they allowed that woman to stay there because she's black, a female, and a Democrat. And right-o Republicans fear the word racism more than they fear God. And so they know, and they knew, that Brenda Snipes should have been gone a long time ago. But Brenda Snipes submits resignation as Broward election supervisor. Her last day may be in January. This woman should have been gone a long time ago. All right? White Americans, things are not going to get better until you overcome the fear of black people, the fear of being called racist. You're bringing out the worst in them. Amazing. So I want to give you this. Socialist Democrat Stacey Abrams admits Republican Brian Kemp is the legal governor, but won't say he's legitimate. This is the setup. And I want you to watch Stacey Abrams, the woman with the unusual hairdo, kind of weird hairdo. You can see that she's wicked. She's evil to the core. This has nothing to do with racism or sexism or homophobism or Islamophobism or deadbeat dadism. This is about good versus evil. CNN Jake Tapper asked Stacey Abrams about Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat, anticipating the election was stolen.
Take a listen to what Ohio Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown said about your race just a few days ago.
If Stacey Abrams doesn't win in Georgia, they stole it. It's clear.
See?
It's clear. And I say that publicly.
Sherrod Brown says the election was stolen. Do you agree that it was stolen? And do you think that Brian Kemp is not the legitimate governor-elect of Georgia?
The law as it stands says that he received an adequate number of votes to become the governor of Georgia. And I acknowledge the law as it stands. I am a lawyer by training, and I am someone who's taken a constitutional oath to uphold the law. But we know sometimes the law does not do what it should, and that something being legal does not make it right.
Amazing. She will not admit that this is legitimate. She's an evil, nasty woman. This is why black people are suffering. The homes, the families are destroyed, and these angry, black, godless women, far-left, liberal, socialist women, are destroying children, communities, education, and now the government. Tapper pressed her to answer, is Brian Kemp the legitimate governor-elect of Georgia?
Is he the legitimate governor-elect of Georgia?
He is the person who won an adequate number of votes
but that's
to become the governor of
with all due respect, and I respect where you're coming from, and I respect the issues that you're raising, you're not answering the question. Do you think it was... You're not using the word legitimate. Is he the legitimate governor-elect of Georgia?
He is the legal governor of Georgia. And here's the thing, Jake, I want to be very clear. Words have meaning. And I've spent my lifetime not only as an attorney, but as a writer. And I'm very careful with the words I choose.
What a nasty woman, huh? How would you like to be married to that one? Or for that to be your mother? It's a setup. And watch, you're going to hear black people and godless white liberals saying, the election was stolen. Black people suppressed. The Republicans prevented them from voting. So Jake Tapper from CNN is trying to get Stacey Abrams to be honest. Maybe he doesn't realize that there is no truth in this woman. Satan is her daddy. And so he's asking her about the race, governor race down in Georgia. Stacey Abrams keeps saying the election was tainted.
And yes, when he takes the oath of office, he will be the legal governor of the state of Georgia. He is the legal victor. But what you are looking for me to say is that there was no compromise of our democracy and that there should be some political compromise in the language I use. And that's not right. What's not right is saying that something was done properly when it was not. I will never deny the legal permature that says that he is in this position. And I pray for his success. But will I say that this election was not tainted, was not a disinvestment and a disenfranchisement of thousands of voters? I will not say that.
Amazing, huh? Satan is undermining. His daughter is undermining. And I guarantee you, with all that is within me, you're going to hear black people saying the same thing. With no proof at all, this woman is a sore loser, just as Hillary lying Clinton, crooked Hillary. They're sore losers because they're in there for power and wealth, not for the people. So their egos are crushed, and they can't accept it. I don't give a darn if he does come home, Paul. I won't accept him. So once again, Tapper asked if she's concerned her words will undermine faith in the democratic process. That's what she wants. She knows exactly what she's doing. Here's that final soundbite.
Are you at all concerned that your words this morning and in your speech Friday will undermine faith in the democratic process?
That's
Not
what she
at all,
wants.
because the words I use are very specific. We have had systematic disenfranchisement of voters. We have seen gross mismanagement of our elections. And we have seen an erosion of faith in our democracy in our state. Those are all true facts. But these are all solvable problems, and that's why I'm proud to be an American. It's why I'm proud to be a Georgian.
Amazing. I'm disappointed in Georgia that they would even allow this kind of person to run, to be honest with you. And she's not concerned that she's going to undermine. That's exactly what she wants. That's why she's sitting there lying now. The woman is a liar.